Hello everybody, it's Amanda here from lactationwise.com, and remember, you can get in touch with me or keep in touch with me to my previous clients anytime with phone calls or texts for easy questions or questions that you think has a pretty quick answer. Go ahead and email me on lactationwise.com and I will get back to you. If I don't, send me another one because I just didn't see it. Well, listen, I came on today to talk about Happy Mother's Day and also how I became a CLC. And I think there's a combination there. I think they resemble each other. So back in the day, a long time ago, when I had my son, I was older than most mothers, and I read everything you could possibly read about breastfeeding, and a lot of things about having my baby at home versus having the baby at the hospital. And I was scared, so I had the baby in the hospital. I had a lot of problems with breastfeeding at the hospital. They barely paid any attention to me. I don't know why. So I never had a good latch with my son until I saw a lactation counselor or consultant at the hospital. And yeah, I went to them. So I drove back down to Nashville and got help because my son was, when he was born, he was low weight and almost premature. It was like 3 weeks and 3 days early, but if he was 4 days early, he would have been premature. He lost weight in the hospital, which is normal, but when they're small, it's scarier. I think they look at 7% of weight loss by the time you leave the hospital, and I guess we were okay there because they sent us home after a day or so. And then I did not have a deep latch, and I'll probably refer to my notes to make sure I get everything here. I did not have a deep latch with my son, so the milk was not coming out, all of it. So I had backed up feedings. I wound up with plugged ducts, like I said, backed up feedings because of that too. And then I had mastitis, which was not the mastitis that I don't think I needed antibiotics. It's not like that kind of itis, but sometimes it can be. So you always have to tell your doctor, but you just make sure to keep nursing, especially on that side, but just nurse as normal, nurse more on the affected side, if at all possible. So I had to find out all these things. It was a very serious time. It was very beautiful time, a scary time, a wonderful time. Is my first child. I'll just say I was 32, I think. I turned 33 just after that summer, and that was 2001. So I remember 9/11 very well because I had a newborn baby. So then I went down to the lactation consultants at the hospital, and they helped me see that if you nurse and then, well, you weigh the baby, then you nurse, then you weigh the baby again, they can show you that milk is going in. So any fears of latching and low milk supply is basically what we help you with. So they were helping me with that. So milk was going in. The latch needed to be deeper, which means the mouth had to go further on to my areola, not just on the nipple. And I can picture it just sitting there, scared and not knowing if I was doing it right, or just so nervous. So that's how I became a lactation counselor, because I know the feeling. I know the feeling of trying so hard and then maybe not doing everything right, but you are doing it right, but there's just this little piece that an expert can help you with. And at this time, I am the expert. So you need to call me, text me, or get on lactationwise.com to ask those little questions. The tiniest questions could be the biggest thing, like, oh, that's right, I have to breastfeed every 2 hours, or oh, that's right, you start with the chin and then they open their mouth wide and go over the nipple and the areola. You can do different positions. You can do the football hold, the Madonna hold. There's just nuances of things that I have crammed in my brain that I can help you with, and we have a good time doing it, because when you leave a visit with me, you have a plan. You know what you're going to do from then on to make sure that the breastfeeding goes very well. And if it doesn't, then you have me to call or text or email, and it's a perfect relationship. The statistics say that when you do see a certified lactation counselor, that I am, you have 94% chance of continuing breastfeeding and being successful. Without it, I think it drops down to 74%. Doesn't mean that women can't continue to breastfeed without seeing a certified lactation counselor like myself, but the women who need the help will not get slowly weaning their baby kind of on accident, and they will keep breastfeeding. So we want exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months, and that's when you will start to add food. You will add food at the table, and the baby will sit up at the table and be watching you eat. So the most natural things to feed the baby will be the things the baby's wanting because you're eating it. Their eyes will get really big and they'll be excited, and you just watch them eating, and usually what they want is what they love, and we can teach you all of that too if you need to. Let me check my notes. Let me see where I'm at here. So again, this video is Happy Mother's Day and why I became a CLC. I learned about getting a deeper latch. I learned about plug ducts. You can actually feel those. You can massage them, add a warm compress to them, massage them, and kind of go toward the nipple, massaging down, and then kind of press out. And you can get that milk to not be stuck there, okay? So familiarize yourself with your breasts. It's probably the best way to put it. I had engorgement really bad. I probably had 2 feedings backed up, even though he would nurse. That would cause another feeding to come in behind the 2 that have never come out right in the first place. Pumping wasn't that popular, so everyone's pumping now. A lot of times we're not dealing with engorgement. We're just encouraging women to empty their breasts, and that has to be in quotes because we don't believe your breasts are ever empty, okay? And I also had mastitis. So again, I wanted to explain that there's mastitis without antibiotics, and there's mastitis with antibiotics. The doctor's willing to call in the prescription right over the phone that you call. It's either your pediatrician or your OBGYN. Because it's a just in case. They don't want you to have an infection. But remember to nurse on both sides just as you normally would, pump on both sides just as you normally would, and maybe even do more on the affected side, the side that has the red mark and the warm touch to the side of the breast. It can be anywhere. I just remember mine was on the right hand side of my right breast, going toward the armpit, and I believe that's the area where the milk is being made, and it goes down the ducts from there. So if you start massaging from just about your armpit toward the nipple, slowly round and round motions, and then go closer to the nipple and massage and closer, and then express that milk. You know, I could do a whole video on hand expression and other ways to feed the baby if they're not able to suckle, so I might do that. I am so glad to be here and hopefully helping you to be comfortable to like contact me and let me talk to you, do a video with you, and we do an in-home visit, but now it's virtual. And I don't have to come to your home. I can still help you. We can get on Zoom or Skype or Messenger on Facebook. We can try to find one that's more private and HIPAA compliant, that you're comfortable with as well. So then no one else could ever see what we do on our virtual visit. Okay, so again, Amanda Huff, Lactation Wise, lactationwise.com is where you can find all these videos. And I thank you so much for listening. Like I said, I saw a lactation counselor too, so give me a call or email. Take care.